What people drink. In this lesson, we're going to look at what drinks people drink and what kind of things influence what people are drinking at any one time. Specifically, we'll be looking at the following things which influence what people drink: location, weather, personal preferences, and time. Let's begin with location. Location, or where a person is a huge factor in determining what a person will drink. This is simply because where a person is will often determine what drinks are available to them. If you are at a bar which specializes in craft beers, it is unlikely that you will be able to order a Harvey Wallbanger cocktail. Instead, people visit specialty bars such as this specifically because they want to enjoy the interesting and novel beers on offer. Another factor when it comes to location is which country you are in at the time. If you are in Italy, you will most likely see people enjoying grappa after their dinner. In Scotland, though, people are more likely to enjoy a whiskey after their meal. Furthermore, within a country, certain regions will even have different drinks which are popular. In the south of England, for example, you will find people enjoying drinks like gin and tonics or Pim's No. 1 cups, while in the north of England you are far more likely to see people enjoying beer. The main point to understand is that where you are will to some degree determine what people enjoy drinking. Now let's take a look at how the weather influences what people drink. It may sound strange, but the weather is an important factor when it comes to what people will be drinking. Think about what you would like to drink on a hot summer afternoon. Surely you'd like something cold and refreshing. Perhaps an ice-cold beer or a screwdriver cocktail. It's very unlikely that you'd want to put something warm to your lips which could start you sweating and being very uncomfortable. In the same way, if it is freezing cold and you're inside sitting comfortably by the fire, you would hate to have something like a screwdriver. It just wouldn't be comfortable to have something cold and tangy by the fire. Instead, you would prefer something sweeter and smoother that will help you relax and enjoy the warmth. Perhaps something like an eggnog cocktail. The point is that by taking the weather into account, you will be able to prepare for which type of drinks your guests will likely be wanting. This way, you are already one step ahead of the game. Let's move on to talking about personal preferences. Personal preferences are simply the things that a person likes. In other words, a person may prefer a Coca-Cola to a Pepsi. Another way of saying this is that their personal preference is Coca-Cola. People all have their own personal preferences, and it is impossible to see a person for the first time and know exactly what their personal preferences will be when it comes to which drinks they enjoy. However, there are a few things that may help you narrow down the options. For example, it is generally true that ladies prefer sweet drinks, while men would rather have something less sweet and a little more bitter. A good example is that a man will be more likely to have a rich, round and smoky whiskey. In the same way, women tend to prefer a sweet and creamy liqueur, like amaretto. Another good indicator of preferences is the person's age. Young people tend to enjoy sweet, refreshing drinks, which are easy to drink quickly, while older people prefer more complex drinks, which need to be enjoyed slowly. Just think of a group of young ladies and what they drink compared to two old gentlemen sitting down by the fire. The ladies will want sweet, fruity drinks, while the gentlemen will prefer something complex to sip on slowly. Finally, let's look at the influence that time has. The time of day is the fourth main factor that influences what people will be drinking. Can you imagine sitting down to breakfast on a fresh, crisp morning and ordering a heavy, big whiskey to enjoy with your fruit salad? Rather, you're more likely to enjoy a freshly squeezed glass of orange juice. In the same way, people are far more likely to enjoy a beautiful aged tequila at the end of a wonderful dinner than a glass of refreshing champagne. There just seems to be certain drinks that suit certain times of day better than others. By knowing this, you will be able to better predict what your guests will be wanting based on the time of day. Well done on finishing this lesson, where you've learned all about location, weather, personal preferences and time, and how all these things influence what people drink.